the way the match played out?
It's going to be a tough game coming back from the East Coast and coming back from a game that we used a lot of energy and we didn't get anything out of. We had a good, intense, focused week. We obviously had been banged up. We'd lost a couple more players over this period and coming in a little bit light-handed. And to come into a game missing a few players and winning and getting 3 points against a team that's going to be right up there in the mix was great. I think it's an important 3 points, an important result. It was a scrappy game. It wasn't much momentum or rhythm for either team. That's probably what it's going to be like in this league for the next 2, 3, 4 games. That's what it's going to be like. And then it starts to calm down. Important one for us, and now we build off this heading into a big one against Seattle next week.
Just talk about the way your defense is responding to AD, especially not just this week, but early in the season.
Yeah, it takes everyone to defend for your team, and it takes everyone to attack. The performance, another clean sheet, the second clean sheet in 3 games. I was disappointed. You know, we deserved one through the battle last week, and they snuck one in there near the end in the 81st minute against Carolina. It took everyone to defend, but AD Franch's performance was outstanding, and she's been the saves that she's been making, and when the ball goes up in the box from crossing on wide areas, she's been outstanding for us, very important piece. And also see her distribution today. There was a high line from Chicago. They were trying to press us like every team has been doing, and AD's been able to get us out of that pressure and play longer and into higher people and gets us going forward. Everyone was responsible for the clean sheet. AD had a special performance, and she's been outstanding these 3 games. We're excited for her to keep moving forward, to keep building off this.
And then talk about your outside back. You've got Louis, who's new to the position, and obviously a rookie on the other side. How do you feel like they've responded?
Yeah, clean sheet in this league is unbelievably difficult. A clean sheet when you have 2 new pieces, because defending, we have great defenders. We have great players. Cox and Bure, they're great individual players, just like the rest of our defenders. But the chemistry and the tactical work you do as a unit, those 2, you know, Cox has been thrown in. This 4 is trying to understand and still get to know each other on the outside. We've lost a lot of, last year we had a whole year of reps with a back line. With that new chemistry trying to build and get a clean sheet is very good. Everyone is a part of it. I'm very impressed with Cox, undrafted player who's come into preseason, has smashed it in preseason like all of our players that were invited in. We wish we could have them all on contract. And now she got her first game last week, now a start today. Good. And now we got to get better. It was a grind for everyone today. Now let's build off this. We've got to keep trying to get individually better and as a team get better.
Update on Tobin, you said midweek she might be able to play. Was she still making progress? Was there a setback? Or?
Yeah, I was getting a bit excited, maybe ahead of myself. Also, didn't mind if Chicago were thinking 3 or 4 days that she was going to play. She started light training, and next week she'll be back in. And right now, on the medical side, it's such a injury that we just can't make any worse. It's got to be 100% pain-free, and so that means we've got to step really slowly. At the moment, timeline-wise, I couldn't tell you whether it was going to be next week for Seattle or a couple of weeks after. Then we have to take day by day. She's going to be training next week. We're going to see how it goes very slowly, and we hope to see her on the field soon.
Any updates on the other? What's Mana's injury?
Mana's had a strained ligament in her foot, and it's been growingly getting worse. So, wise decision to shut her down and looking for 2 or 3 weeks for her. I think everyone right now that's not on the field, 2 or 3 weeks is a loose timeline for them all. Klingenberg's the only one that will be back next week. She's in training. She's doing well. Hamstring strain that we didn't want to risk today. She was warming up for all game, trying to catch my eye, see if I would put her in, but we can't risk that. We need her next week. So otherwise, we got to be a little bit more patient with the rest.
Are you at all concerned? You've had 1 goal in the run of play in 3 games. Does that concern you, or is it just with
no? Goals are goals, and 2 wins out of 3, 2 at home is 2 wins. We could have scored a couple more today. We could have scored a lot more against Orlando. We could have scored 2 or 3 in the first 20 against North Carolina. Our focus has to be on producing, creating these opportunities. And I remember last year it took us a while. It was 0-0s, 1-0s, 2-1s. And towards the end, if we stay focused on what we're trying to be here, by the end, when that game gives us a chance to bang in goals, we'll be there to take it. We've got to keep creating them, and I believe the goals will come.
What do you think about the team's resolve, able to bounce back after a loss?
Yeah, very important after the game last week, but also during this game. Wish we had that second goal as a bit more cover and protection, and we're under a lot of pressure there the last 5-10, and 2 new defenders in the back line, 2 young new defenders in the back line. We've got Rasso just come back off a knock. We've got Lindsay coming back from injury. It was a real grind and a battle out there, and it's great when you've got a lot of experience and you've got people like Sink, Ali, calming people down, and then you've got AD, who was relieving a lot of pressure for us today. I think it was a big-time performance from her in not only relieving pressure when Chicago got momentum, but also being able to get us going higher up the pitch.